met a lot of little girls there.
Heaven changed around Eddie again. It was Ruby Pier, but it just wasn't the same anymore. It's almost like he went forward in time. There were several rides. He just couldn't identify. But, no longer being a mechanic, he decided not to dwell on how they worked or anything like that. He decided he'd enjoy himself in this heaven. Unbeknownst to him, there was another lesson coming for him. One that would be brought by someone that he didn't really recognize. Well, not at first, at least. And this is where the chapter begins. Did Eddie really see what he saw? Maybe he was wrong.
Hi.
I've been waiting for you.
Where do I know you from?
I'm the little girl.
From where?
The park.
Park.
Ruby
Amusement park?
Pier. I'm the little girl that you saved. I was watching my mom and her boyfriend on the ride and it fell and you pushed me out of the way.
So you're that little girl? You're so grown up. My life wasn't a waste?
No, you saved me.
Eddie truly was relieved that he indeed had saved the girl, but he needed time to think things over, so he excused himself. The girl went on with her daily activities. She had developed normally, even through her mother's numerous boyfriends, and she still loved to hang out with her friends, so she met them down at the food place. There they ordered many things, such as pizza, nachos, and pretzels. The food here was good, even though it was, after all, carnival food. Heaven did not forsake the age-old Earth tradition of money. Although, being heaven, no one ever ran out. No one knew where it came from, but everyone had their suspicions. Although not a necessity, the girl and her friends continued to eat, mostly for the taste. They loved to sit at their favorite table, next to the brightly painted carousel, which played heavenly music that went on and on and on, while her friends and her chatted away the days. After some time chatting and eating, the girl realized she had not finished her conversation with Eddie. So, after she mostly finished her food and gave her leave to her friends, she went off to find Eddie.
I never knew the smell of heaven would be so sweet.
Sitting in the sweet-smelling garden of heaven, Eddie pondered all the lessons that had been taught to him. He stared at the statue. It reminded him of something, but he couldn't think at the moment. Maybe it would come to him. Although thoughts of World War II rolled through his mind, Eddie thought of the first person he met in heaven, the Blue Man. The Blue Man had explained what the rest of Eddie's heavenly visit was going to be like. The Blue Man had given Eddie a lesson that he would never forget. The Blue Man described how Eddie had inadvertently killed him by running in front of his car and giving him a heart attack. although Eddie had insisted that it was not fair that the Blue Man had died. The Blue Man taught Eddie that life was never fair, and that there are no random acts. Eddie learned from him that every life is interconnected. More befitting of his World War II flashbacks, Eddie thought of his captain, who he had fought alongside in the Philippines during World War II. His captain was the second person he met in heaven, and Eddie learned that he was the one who shot him in the leg whenever he was trying to save a girl from a burning hut. The captain also taught him a lesson of sacrifice. Eddie's mind drifted to Ruby Pier as he thought about the third person he had met in heaven, Ruby, the woman who the park was named after. Eddie had met her near a diner in the middle of nowhere. Ruby teaches Eddie his third lesson, that anger is self-destructive and he must learn to forgive. The fourth person that he met in heaven was his wife Marguerite, whom he had inadvertently injured in a car crash. Eventually they got past the damage that had been done, and for the last 3 years before she died of a brain tumor, they were once again close and supportive. They had a happy reunion in heaven, organized against the backdrop of several weddings from different countries. She taught him a lesson that lost love is still love. It just takes a different form. Although life has to end, love doesn't. The fifth person that he had met in heaven was Tala, the girl he tried to save from the burning hut in the Philippines, but a sergeant had shot him in the leg. When she asked him why he was so sad, he described his unfulfilling life, but she reassured him that he was where he was supposed to be, keeping children safe on the rides for her sake. Through this, she had given Eddie peace about his life and what he had done on Earth. Or, as Eddie would have said, what little he had done on Earth. She had given Eddie reasoning for his being.
Why did you pick this to be your heaven?
Because I was always surrounded by fun, caring friends.
Really?
Really?
So, how's your experience in heaven so far?
I got cotton candy.
Cotton candy?
Ah.
Yeah. Cotton candy good?
I love cotton candy.
Yeah. Is that why you came here?
Yes.
This is why you want to spend the rest of your heavenly days here?
I got cotton candy.
The little girl went on to teach Eddie his final lesson, that to save one life is like to save all of humanity. Heroic acts, no matter how big or small, always have an impact. Eddie went on riding rides, and, being his final heaven, God allowed him to keep a youthful body. Not having a queasy stomach of an old man, Eddie decided to ride spinning rides. Eddie rode one spinning ride over and over. He loved it and marveled at its construction. Eddie had come to terms with his Ruby Pier life and didn't mind living in Ruby Pier for the rest of his heavenly days.
Okay, go.
Where do I know you from?
I'm the little girl.
From where?
The park.
Park.
Ruby
Amusement park?
Pier.
When did I meet you there? I met a lot of little girls there. I never knew heaven. How's your experience in heaven so far?
I got cotton candy.
Cotton candy? Yeah. Cotton candy good?
I love cotton candy.
Yeah. Is that why you came here? Why you want to spend the rest of your heavenly days here?
I got cotton candy and I'll see your face.
But you gotta see my face right now. You kinda hurt my feelings.
Okay.
Really?
I got hurt.
Cotton candy. Yeah. Cotton candy.
Okay,
Almost immediately, the section commander tried to use a map to find the location of troop headquarters, and a prisoner's escort had to have the way pointed out to him, although it was in plain sight, 700 yards away over open country. 50 minutes after taking the drug, radio communication had become difficult, if not impossible, but the men are still capable of sustained physical effort. However, constructive action was still attempted by those retaining a sense of responsibility in spite of physical symptoms. But 1 hour and 10 minutes after taking the drug, with one man climbing a tree to feed the birds, the troop commander gave up, admitting that he could no longer control himself or his men. He himself then relapsed into laughter.